everyone. It's my privilege to call to order this October 1st, 2025 meeting of the James City County Planning Commission. Ms. Istenis, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Haskins.
Present.
Dr. Haskins is an at-large member. Dr. Allman. Mr. May.
Here.
Mr. May represents the Powhatan District. Mr. Everson.
Here.
Mr. Everson represents the Stonehouse District. Mr. Rogers. Mr. Polster.
Here.
Mr. Polster represents the Jamestown District. Mr. Haldeman.
Here.
Mr. Haldeman is an at-large member and will be presiding over this meeting as the chair of the commission. I'm Susan Istenis. I'm the director of planning for the county. It's my pleasure to serve as the secretary to the commission. To my left is Ms. Liz Parman, deputy county attorney. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We now have time for public comment. This is for topics not subject to a public hearing. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you please state your name and address. I have one speaker card, Mr. Ryan Bonney.
My name is Ryan Bonney. I live at 1714 Skiffs Creek Circle. I speak for some of the residents of the established community of the Grove on future development and the Data Processing Center, or DPC. And we believe that some issues have been missed. First, I'd like to thank everyone in the county for their attention on the matter. As a person who grew up in Northern Virginia, I wish they had this foresight. I do want to thank this body for making DPCs go through a special use permit. Some topics that have not been brought up is the fact that all of the fingers that point to the Grove as the best place, none of them are from people who actually live there. Not a single member of staff, planning commission, supervisors, managers, owners of available land, nor representatives live in the Grove. I would not push for a sewage treatment plant in Ford's Colony without hearing from their residents, yet we in the Grove have two. It should be clear that the Grove residents have been bearing a big share of industrial facilities as the de facto money printer for the county. We've seen very little in return in the form of responsible neighborhood development, services, and respect. I sent an email early last week to county leaders, which included an article from the AP about DPCs increasing power bills. So those against the potential new government centers because they believe would raise their taxes should also be against a DPC. In this email, I also requested a committee be established, giving Grove residents more say in making policies and rules at what goes on in our community. I am going to make that request publicly again. In the September 23rd JCC Board of Supervisors meeting, Ed Harris, a representative of Visit Williamsburg, showed a video promoting JCC to the world. And I quote, "Think of the most inspiring sports destination you can. Is it across the street from a fulfillment center, somewhere between a cornfield and a data farm, or is it somewhere more epic?" These words were seen as negative, yet we have 3 fulfillment centers in the Grove, and now the county wants to burden us with another negative. The problem isn't our need of DPCs, the problem is the epidemic of lack of quality housing at affordable prices. All the remaining land in the Grove needs to be rezoned. May I continue?
Joe, we'll give you a little latitude.
As it pertains to the BASF plant, I joined the complaints that the county denied a resort in 2015, a place where people would eat, fish, swim. Those are all things that people do in residential communities. What the BASF plant property should represent to everyone here is our county's final chance to retain access to the James River. JCC has squandered its namesake to industrial and private interests and squeezed its residents into smaller and smaller windows to enjoy the river. The problem is now in its housing, not the need for DPCs. 121 people so far have signed our petition on change.org requesting no DPCs in the Grove. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to address the commission? Seeing none, we'll move on to reports of the commission. The Development Review Committee, Mr. Polster.
The Development Review Committee met at 4 p.m. on 17 September 25. The committee members present were Jack Holloman, Steve Rogers, Scott May, and Frank Polster. Staff members present were Kyle Sirocco, planner, Hannah Honeycutt, administrative coordinator, Mr. Fred Berger on behalf of the Colonial Heritage Homeowners Association, and 3 other Colonial Heritage residents. Site Plan 250057, 715 Statesman Colonial Heritage Community Center. The proffered number 1 of rezoning case Z03202 and Z04202, adopted by the Board of Supervisors on December 14, 2004, states that development plans may deviate from the master plan if the Planning Commission concludes, after reviewing with the comments from the Planning Director, that the plan does not significantly alter the character of land use or other features or conflict with any conditions placed on the approval of the rezoning. The Development Review Committee was asked to provide a recommendation to the Planning Commission. Mr. Fred Berger made a presentation of the proposed site plan, which converts 6 dwelling units into a community facility with associated parking. Existing lots 4, 5, and 6 are currently developed and used as a model home and sales office. The proposed community facility will be used for community gatherings, clubs, interest groups, meetings, and fitness classes. The proposed site plan for the community facility did not propose any exterior changes to the property and will utilize the existing building and existing parking lot. The interior of the building will be renovated. One commissioner asked about the nearby open space, and the applicant replied that it was not affected. There was no other questions or discussions by commissioners. The DRC, with a vote of 4-0, recommended that the Planning Commission approve site plan 250057, 7015 Stateman Colonial Heritage Community Center, and that's one of our items on our consent agenda for tonight. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Policy, Mr. Everson.
We did not have a meeting.
Great, thank you. Consent agenda items or items, pardon me, deemed non-controversial. However, a planning commissioner may pull any item for discussion. There are 2 items for consideration. Would anybody like to pull one, or may I have a motion?
Pull number 2, please, and I'll make a motion for number 1.
Thank you very much. All in favor of approving the minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 2, Colonial Heritage.
The reason I pulled it, I live in Colonial Heritage, and I went to Nate Green, our Commonwealth's attorney, about a potential conflict of interest because of the fact that I went to a meeting where the finances were discussed, and after talking with him, he said I didn't have a statutory conflict. However, since there is a financial situation there that, while may not be great, it will have an impact on my wife and I, regardless of how this goes. So I'd like to recuse myself from this meeting, from this topic. Should I?
Oh, stay here. For what it's worth, my opinion is you don't have a conflict of interest, but I don't mind you recusing yourself. So may I please have a motion to approve site plan 23-0057 Colonial Heritage Community Center?
I'll make a motion that site plan 250057, 715 Statesman Colonial Heritage Community Center, that the Planning Commission approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to public hearing. Case number Z 25-001- Master Plan 25-0002, Liberty Crossing Proffer and Master Plan Amendments, and Z 25-0002, 6429 Centerville Road Rezoning. Mr. Ribeiro.
Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff recommends that this application be deferred to the next Planning Commission meeting on November 5th, 2025, as one of the signatures that's required for this application was not received, and staff has therefore determined that to be a non-complete application.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Ribeiro? Thank you very much. I'm going to open the public hearing. And does anybody have an issue with deferring this?
I don't.
May I please have a motion to defer?
Moved.
Voice vote, voice vote or voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. We're going to leave the public hearing open for next week. Anybody from the public here, I should have mentioned this earlier, who wants to speak on this matter may do so. But if you do it, you will not be allowed to speak at the next hearing. So would anybody like to speak to this matter? Okay, seeing none, we'll move.
Just as a point of clarification, Mr. Rivera, when will the planning commission hear this again? So the public hearing will stay open till the 5th of November.
Had an afterthought. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on to Z 25-0007 MP 25-0005 6810 Richmond Road, the Williamsburg Pottery Proffer and Master Plan Amendment. Mr. Sirico.
Mr. Chairman and members of the Planning Commission, after this case was advertised for a public hearing, the applicant and staff has requested a deferral of this case until the November 5th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. While finalizing the application materials for the Planning Commission, staff identified additional impacts related to traffic, community character, and the future subdivision of the property. The applicant and staff have agreed to additional time to work together to mitigate those impacts. Therefore, staff recommends that the Planning Commission defer this application to the November 5th, 2025 regular meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions of Mr. Sirico? Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing. Again, if anyone from the public would like to address the Planning Commission on this issue, you may do so at this time. If you do, you will not be permitted to speak at the November meeting. Would anybody like to address the commission? Seeing none, may I please have a motion to defer?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll leave it open for November. Planning Director's report, Ms. Istenos?
I do not have anything additional to add. I did want to let you know that the Development Review Committee will be meeting on October 22nd for one item, and there is no Policy Committee meeting in October.
Thank you very much. Any questions of the Planning Director?
Are we still working on the equine, so that, is there a reason why we're not going to meet in October to move that along?
I don't know the specific reason other than to tell you, yes, Sarah is still working on it. I think her plan, next steps, is to bring back a draft ordinance for discussion. And then,
Originally, the issue was that Jack and I weren't.
Not going to be here on the 22nd.
That's a good reason not to have it, if we're not going to have a quorum.
But my plans for me for not being there have been changed, and I will be in town then, but I know that this, you probably want to be there.
I'm not that important that I'm there.
I don't think the staff's ready, though.
So we'll leave it
think you're
closed.
right.
We'll leave it canceled for, and the development review will meet on the 22nd. Dr. Haskins will have Board of Supervisors coverage. And I have nothing else for the good of the order. Anybody else? Move to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Can I get you for